I'm Dr. Phillip. I'm a dentist and practicing in Sydney, soon to retire. I was raised Orthodox Jewish. We kept Shabbos and I went to Cheder, Yeshiva. We kept all the holidays. We kept a very kosher home. I learned with rabbis. The Bible per se was probably something that I was not very familiar with. My parents are both Holocaust survivors. No, I was a little disappointed through some very harsh and dark times of my life. The Judaism that I had been exposed to, their focus was on ritual and not on spiritual. I became less observant, put it that way. I let a lot of things go. I still celebrated Shabbos and the holidays, but I put on my tefillin every day well into my 30s. I read about Messianic Judaism in the Jewish press, and it got quite a negative spin to it. Been exposed to films about Yeshua. I read the New Testament when I was 19. I really felt for the character, and I thought, maybe I need to find out some more. So I read the Gospels. Here was somebody that was espousing nothing but goodness and love, and then was persecuted for it, rejected. And that didn't make sense to me. When I met Bob Mendelsohn in a clinical sense, I was fascinated that somebody that I talked to, and I talked to all of my patients, and I spent a lot of time talking with Bob, and it seemed that we had very similar backgrounds. He was very open to all the questions that I'd asked and gave me some very interesting answers. It gave me literature to read, which explained a lot of things, all written by Jews. I read the complete Jewish Bible. I read the Gospels again, but this time from a Jewish perspective. And I thought, there's definitely something here. I was in hospital. I was in intensive care after an 8+ hour operation on my back. I awoke and I found Bob Mendelsohn by my bedside. And I looked up and he came and he said, I've just come to pray with you. And he prayed the prayer, one of the blessings out of the Amidah, and which calls for healing of the body. And I thought, no one's ever done this for me before. And I found that so moving, and I felt a total sense of real love coming from this man who was basically someone I'd just spoken to a few times. For him to go to that effort to go out of his way, get there early in the morning, and to bless me, I was very moved by that. And I thought, well, if this is what this man represents, this is exactly what I really wanted to experience and be part of. There was this dichotomy. There was a pull towards this and a pull towards that. I did not want to be linked to Christianity per se, based on all of the experiences that my family and my ancestors throughout history had experienced because of Christianity. There were a lot of conscious debates going on, and I thought maybe it's time to just make a decision for myself once. But I'm a Jew who now has a Messiah. My wife asked me, if that's the case, well, what changes with us? And I said, nothing. We are still Jews. And we will still continue to maintain the Jewish practice that we do. Nothing that I've read ever said you've got to stop being a Jew, or you've got to stop believing in God, or you've got to stop praying, or you've got to stop, observing Shabbos and things like that. None of that has changed. Nothing. The only difference is that I perceive that perhaps some of the things that are rabbinic in origin may not be exactly as they seem. Personally, it's been very worthwhile for me, yes. I get a sense of, I see the world differently. I perceive God whom I was taught to fear. At one stage I actually lost total faith in God. That's been recovered, and I actually now perceive God as a loving Father. That I know that I can approach, I can ask for things and for guidance. The Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur prayers, Avinu Malkeinu, were just words to me now. Now I perceive that I'm actually having a conversation with a Father. And I often do that every morning. I will look around and I thank my Father for just giving me the ability to get up and to move around unassisted. thinking back how I was bedridden that time. Forgiveness is a very, very interesting thing. I would keep a record, and I would end up feeling resentment and anger, and it'd bind me up. It never hurt anybody else. It would just bind me up. And I thought, well, this is different. So yes, I have found peace. I found a lot of inner peace. I think forgiveness for me is not forgetting, but removing any kind of emotional attachment, any kind of emotional pain or anger or revenge, anything like that. No, that's gone. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. I'm Dr. Phillip. I'm a Jew who now has a Messiah.
Yeah.